Yo, I am the Sandman, and you're listening to Jobber Radio Podcast. Solutions for life, motherfuckers.
It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Oh, wrestling podcast featuring Matt Zion, Bomber Rap, Scott and Lee, and the one and only Peanut. It's Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Bitches.
If you would just fucking die.
AEW fanboys. I'm not trying to hate on you, but I am.
I don't want people to get so mad. They were just better.
And what's the worst thing that can happen? Every time you see it, it reminds you of Austin. You go, man, Austin was awesome. You know what's awesome? Stunners. I want to see it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome
Did
to
it not work because I didn't interrupt you?
Jobber Radio. No, I just, What's going on, guys? We are here. We are closing in on episode 100. We are right on the edge. We're almost there. And I think once we hit it, who knows what's going to happen?
Which one is this?
This is 98. This is episode 98. So we're two away.
This was 100.
No, we're two away right now. I hope I'm right. I'm going to be embarrassed if I'm wrong. Let me just because I don't want to look like a complete idiot. I'm just loading up jobberradio.com, by the way. Hit it up right now. And
so since this is episode 98.
Yes, it is 98. 100%.
I have about 6 to 7 months to finish the new song by the time we get to episode 100.
That is true. Yeah, Peanut is working on a new song. Now, is this a one-time song, or is it a, to carry on?
It's a special 100th edition, and then it'll also work as a new song.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all I will say for all those
Teaser.
Peanut maniacs out there
Teaser.
who call me, ooh, where's your Grammy Award this year? And I said, guys, it's not about the awards, so don't worry.
Well, there you go.
That's
well,
what everyone who doesn't win the Grammy says.
And I'm looking forward to it because you asked me for all of the Job Radio podcast episodes, and I was like, that's a lot. So
all of them? That was your
It's
response?
like 5, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, I responded with, wait, all of them? And you're like, oh, just the first 5, and then maybe some of the other ones sprinkled in. So I ended up sending you 35 or something. Because I kept looking at the titles, and it sparked back things that I remembered that happened on the episode. Just so many funny things that I just remembered over that time. So hopefully...
And Rab and me were both in those 35 episodes combined about 4 times. So
That's not true. That's not true. Or it might have been true. I don't know. We'll see.
That's messed up because I'm on all the best episodes.
Hey,
At least all the best ones that I listen to.
you're usually you are at least in one of the top 20 episodes we've had. I promise you that. You are at least one. Also. Anyway, let's get into it. We've already talked a whole bunch, but we'll just go through it real quick. I'm Jake, aka Bomber. Peanut is here. We're gonna go through it. Peanut, how are you doing? Are you doing all right tonight?
I'm good. I don't have Mountain Dew or Skittles, so my 13-year-old self is sad.
13-year-old self. Okay. So Scott, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, and I don't have those either, and now I am sad because I didn't realize that I wanted it until he didn't have it, and I don't have it, and it's going to be one of those nights, I guess, but I'm good otherwise, yeah.
That's good. So you guys are a couple Skittle fans up in here. I'm not a big Skittles guy, honestly.
It's more than Mountain Dew, honestly, not going to lie.
Oh, okay. Well,
So if you're not a Skittles person, what are you, like a Snickers?
no, I don't eat chocolate, so
Get out.
I don't like chocolate, so no. Definitely
All right,
not those.
then what's your, like a Starburst?
I like Starburst. I like Jolly Ranchers. Nerds
What's your
are
favorite Starburst?
He's gonna say yellow, and I'm gonna hit him.
No, I'm not
He's gonna say
stupid.
something dumb, yeah.
No, I throw the yellows away or pawn them off on other people. No,
Dip them in mayonnaise.
That somehow sounded racist. Jeez.
no.
Which one is your favorite?
Red. Red's my favorite. Red is my
Pink
favorite.
or nothing. Pink or nothing.
Pink second favorite. Pink is my second favorite.
They sell bags of just pink right now.
I like the cherry, the in between pink and red.
Wait, what? I don't think that's.
Isn't
a
that
thing.
just red?
Yeah, isn't that red?
No, it's a special.
Okay.
It's a special kind.
Well, I
It
haven't
comes
had.
after you pop the cherry.
Oh God, Jesus!
Whoa.
There it is. So, anyways, Lee, how are you doing tonight? You doing all right?
Doing great. Just like Moxley in Japan, I'm invigorated. I got a new lease on life. I'm not following anyone's rules but my own. I got a young Japanese man carrying my belt around.
Oh.
It's good.
Okay.
And you're banned from the United States.
Yes.
Yeah. Thankfully.
All right. Well, Rab, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Just got back from the gym, getting those gains, as they say on Twitter or Instagram. Drinking water, but now I want Skittles. Because Skittles are the best, actually.
You guys
Put your
Skittles
Skittles in the water.
Fantastic.
Are you speaking regular Skittles or like the wild berry?
No, regular Skittles. Regular Skittles. Wild berry's fine. Wild berry's
Welcome
fine.
to our new
But
candy
I-
podcast.
Original
Yeah.
Skittles person is.
But original Skittles are top. Have you put the Skittles in the freezer?
No, that's a thing.
Yo, it changed my life. Put the Skittles in the freezer, son.
What is happening right now? The only
Is it
time
like a Jolly Rancher then?
I
Can you
said
just bite
welcome
into
to our
it?
new candy.
You can
podcast.
bite into it. It shatters, though. Instead of squishing, it shatters when you bite it.
your teeth shatter or
My teeth are strong. I brush, for 2.5 minutes. I floss. I use the Listerine. I do that
Automatic
shit
toothbrush.
twice a day, morning, afternoon, and night. It's important to have healthy teeth. So I've got healthy teeth, and my teeth are strong, and I can do the Skittles.
There
God, you got
go.
into Scott Snyder there. I do it twice a day, 3 times. What?
The genetic freak.
Yeah,
I just want to know if he's using a lot.
He's working out. He is.
Or if you're using the American-made muscle, your hand.
I'm using them gains to brush my teeth.
Oh, yeah. I have a battery toothbrush too. Battery powered.
means
That
you're
is
weak.
toothbrush.
Communist fucking toothbrush.
No, I just like to. I feel when I do it now, when I brush my teeth without the powered one, I just feel like I didn't do a good job. I
This
feel
is
like
you're not doing a good job.
Oh,
Gotta put,
Learn how to
Yeah.
brush your teeth, son.
yeah,
gotta
that's,
put the American into it, the elbow grease.
that's probably
That's
true.
fine.
So
I don't use a powered whatever it is on my wife either. So
okay, well,
if I can do that manual, I can do this manual.
So usually,
It is
guys,
putting stuff in holes. So.
if you guys want to hear, kind of
It
like
sounds the same too.
kind of like what we're doing here on dear lord kind of what we're doing here on the show. If you guys want to hear a little more behind the scenes stuff, like it's very similar to what's happening right now, that just doesn't make the show, hit up Patreon, just patreon.com/jobber radio. Basically just search Jobber Radio for anything on every platform we're talking. Just type it into Google and you'll see everything. You'll see our iTunes stuff pop up, you'll see our website pop up, you'll see us on YouTube pop up, you'll see Twitch, Twitter, basically everything. Just type Jobber Radio, you'll find us pretty much everywhere. But yeah, so I guess we can get started. We have admittedly tonight before the show started, I just sent out a message like, I don't know what to talk about tonight because we're too far away from SummerSlam to really break it down, and we're like 2 weeks away removed from Extreme Rules, which was the last pay-per-view, which I guess we can talk about a little bit, not so much in detail, I guess, because it's kind of a little bit older news. But I will say right off the bat, one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, right next to Stomping Grounds. Personally, for me, I'm going to give it a big thumbs up, because that's what we do here. We do the thumbs up, thumbs down. I give it a big thumbs up. What do you guys think? I guess, Scott, we'll start with you. Did you give Extreme Rules a thumbs up or a thumbs
Yes.
down?
Thumbs up, absolutely. It was a lot of fun overall. Even the stuff that was bad wasn't like bad. It was just the worst thing there. So technically, it's the worst of the show, but it wasn't bad by any stretch. I still liked pretty much the whole thing. So,
Even the main event, the mixed tag match, which everybody was, oh god, we got to see this again, was good. Was very good, I thought.
Well, no, I thought the concept behind it was going to be something new and different. Like people are like, oh, it's just Baron and Seth again. Yeah, no, it's not that though. There's the dynamic of the intergender stuff. So just shut up. Your complaint is wrong. So whatever. Yeah.
Lee, did you get to watch Extreme Rules, or at least some of it?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I thought Cesaro and
Black, yeah, Aleister Black.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I thought the mixed tag was actually all right. I was like, oh, look there, Baron Corbin actually being an effective heel for once and beating up a girl. That's great. That's actually kind of cool. They didn't really go anywhere with it afterwards, but it's another one of those shows where I'd say, for me personally, like thumbs in the middle, leaning up from the stuff I saw, just because like the in-ring is still at a pretty high level for WWE, but storyline wise, I still don't give a shit. So that's kind of where I sit at it.
Gotcha. Peanut, you say you watch all the pay-per-views. Did you watch Extreme Rules as well?
Well, I know I did say that.
Oh, god damn it.
But
you could have been there. It was like right
could've
across
been
the
there.
street from your house.
it was in my backyard. But no, I
God
did
damn
not
it.
see. I didn't even see any highlights from it, which is weird. Normally they pop up
Really?
on my YouTube recommendeds. So I thought it was just that bad of a show that even YouTube was like, all right, you don't want to see this.
Wow.
So yeah, I haven't seen a frame from it.
Wow, that's very surprising. No,
Which makes me. I give it a thumbs up.
Jesus.
Really, the one match to seek out, I'm remiss to not mention it, was Lashley and Strowman.
Fantastic,
that was
yes.
nuts.
There
that
was-
was so much fun.
My least favorite match, which was probably the Bailey against Bliss and Cross, still wasn't that bad. That was probably my least favorite match on the show, and it was still not that bad. It was more forgettable. Like I don't remember much from it. I remember the ending, and that's pretty much it. But it still wasn't a bad match. What about you, Rab?
I think this is the first pay-per-view in a while where nothing, made me feel disappointed because I did not watch it.
God damn it. Okay, well, I'm not surprised that Peanut
I
and Rab
did say, I did say on the last podcast that I might not watch it.
Sure.
I said I would.
Well,
Because there was
they
I don't even
opened-
remember what the reason was anymore.
I know, because there was Undertaker. And they
Oh,
opened
God,
with that.
probably.
So,
And what a good
considering
match.
he was the first one out after the opening graphic.
And
Yeah, you're done.
And what a good match, though. The Undertaker did great
was.
for what he did.
I heard that it was fine.
It was.
It was better than fine, honestly. In my opinion, it was better than
Big
fine.
boot.
He
Old
didn't.
school.
He didn't get a concussion. He didn't.
Did he do
bust
an old
ass,
school?
And he didn't almost
Yeah.
kill anybody. So
He did an old school. He got back up on
He
the rope.
did an old school. He does only take 2 steps, but he did do an old school. And Shane McMahon was, he was there. He was doing his thing. But overall,
throwing them haymakers.
Yeah.
yeah, he was.
those Jerry Lawler-esque punches that he just throws,
Yeah.
best in the business.
Exactly. But no, overall, I think the show definitely it made me excited for hopefully the rest of this year, because when you go back and look at all the pay-per-views for this year for WWE, there have been maybe 1 or 2 ones that weren't that good. But even if the very first half of the year, we were talking about how, just kind of like what Lee was saying, the stories may not be that great, but when the pay-per-view comes on, the pay-per-views actually deliver. I felt like
I will
that.
say most of the pay-per-views have been fine.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed the pay-per-views this year, but
Too long, maybe, but that's probably the biggest problem with them. Way
Yeah.
too long.
well, that is always going to be an issue until which I don't think they will. Yeah,
Until they split Mania into 3 days.
Don't.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Jesus, get out of here.
I think they're doing Saturday, Sunday, or that's like a real.
No, I've heard the
Possibility.
rumors. I don't think that's going to be a thing.
They've considered it, but they haven't done anything officially yet.
I will be blown away if they do that shit. I will not.
Well, if AEW has a show that weekend, they will definitely counter.
Wow.
Counter
Talk
program.
about that. I know we can talk. We can talk about the
That's-
show from the previous night, before, Extreme Rules. That's right. Evolve 131.
God damn it.
That
Yes.
show wasn't very good.
Unfortunately, I still have a lot of catching up to do. I watched Extreme Rules, but I have not completely watched Evolve or AEW's Fight for the Fallen.
That Evolve show was super indie. Like that was.
Well,
That's
they
what I
are
was saying,
they
yeah.
are indie though.
Because they're
I mean,
super indie.
They are super
yeah,
indie.
no kidding. But
The way I compared it, like, oh, you're going to counter promote against us. Yeah, with a bunch of no names that nobody knows that aren't even in NXT.
it's
Yeah,
not. and
They're not counter programming you. They're
well,
just
it's-
airing something
it's
opposite.
Not, it's not counter programming anyway, because you have to book those arenas way ahead of time. They don't know what the other
Yeah.
company's doing. It's bullshit. It's just
Also,
like
it's not-
EW marks.
Also,
not
it's not how counter programming works. You do counter programming to catch people who aren't going to get caught by the first thing.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're going to try to
that's-
put running an indie show to try to distract from AEW is not the way to counter program.
No, you want to get the audience that isn't going to that one.
Yeah.
Counter program. You know,
Curious if I'm
One of the
only
many
one-
reasons why the counter program theory is ridiculous.
yeah.
I wonder if anyone else is thinking this, but like Cody Rhodes is like, army rants and stuff. Are they getting old to anybody else?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
The idea of him closing every show like that and opening with like rallying the troops.
Well, I mean, it's
Oh,
a
that sucks.
No, because I haven't seen anything since Double or Nothing.
it's a
No,
revolution.
They keep saying it's a revolution and all
Like
this.
every show can't end with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes saying this is.
You'll be surprised.
It's going to. That's what they did with Ring of Honor.
These guys.
That's their gimmick. They like doing that.
The Bucks and fucking Cody Rhodes in the same ring together after they just had this fucking knockdown, drag down, fucking blood feud of a match. And now they're like, oh, by the way, we're all friends, and we raise this money against gun violence. And then Kenny Omega comes out, and he can't say bang or whatever like he usually does, the fucking moron. And he was about to say it, and someone whispered, and one of the Bucks whispered in his ear, don't fucking say that shit. And
that's pretty
you could tell that's what was happening. And it's like these fucking jokers. It's like, stop comparing yourself to WWE. Stop trying to do this fucking competition shit.
Well, after All In, it was fine. Like, that's a big deal. But after a while, it's just like, just get to work.
All In. And there's bits that I saw because they've announced the match for All Out. It's a triple threat with Janela, All In, and Havoc.
Darby,
and that's based.
Yep.
That's based on that three-man team losing at Fight for the Fallen. And there was backstage stuff during one of the Being the Elite or Countdown, whatever shows, where they're all upset. And Janela's like, I'm 0-2, you son of a bitch, because the other guy took the loss. Mm-hmm. Like, that's good. I like that because it shows that they care about the wins and shows that it matters. And that's a good way to do it. But I happened to catch that on their streaming thing. That could have easily aired during the show to make it you care about it during the show.
Right.
And it was already like 4 hours.
I got a comment about that. That little segment there. When the pull apart thing. We've already kind of mentioned how, AEW's filled with like smaller sized competitors and stuff. During that pull apart, maybe go back and watch it if you haven't already. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you've already seen it, go back and watch it. And just look how small these guys are. You got Billy Gunn, you got everybody coming to break them apart, and they're like 2 foot taller than these guys. They look like high schoolers. I don't want to be. I sound like I'm hating on these guys.
No, but Billy Gunn is like he's massive.
He's one of the he's
legit like 6'5".
Even I'm talking. He's one of the ones. Even the referees.
So
they look.
The female referee is bigger than some of their guys.
Yes.
Okay, so Bomber, I get where you're coming from one side, but so what?
It just looks like they're small. It just looks like the people pulling them apart could beat the shit out of all of them.
Students.
Yes.
See, I know part of it because it goes back to the old adage of like the wrestlers, the superheroes, the big ones, larger than life, and even that's not just a WWE thing, but you see that all over. But I think I'd like to think we have. This is going to be a loaded statement, I know, but I'd like to think we have a more educated audience. And I already know, because
not on this podcast.
No, I don't mean that. But in many cases, people are used to smaller fighters, like you got your Pacquiaos and Mayweathers and stuff. They're tiny compared to some other guys, and yet they're known for their skills and what they do. If you promote it right, if they promote it right, you're good. But these guys aren't like skill guys. These are literally 3 daredevils who fall and crash. Yeah, they can do in the ring, but they're not being shown as good.
In boxing, you actually have strict weight divisions, so there's a big difference.
Yeah.
So like I get like, they're tiny. And is literally my response to that.
Yeah. It just looked funny. That's all I'm saying. It looked funny to me. Like
I just want to say,
go for it.
I like that there's a guy named All In on All Out.
I thought that was
also an All In. Yeah.
Darby All In. That guy.
The whole concept of this counter programming, or whatever the proper word for it is, it makes me laugh because they went out wanting a war, and they literally have something airing opposite of them from the largest competitor in the world. And so many people are like, "Oh, that's not fair. They shouldn't be doing that." Well, no. If you draw their fire, you can't complain when you're in their crosshairs.
Yeah, no shit.
It doesn't work that way. Like you can't.
I thought you guys were going to make the fucking WWE bankrupt within a year.
Weren't they in trouble?
The throne.
Where's the trouble part? I thought they were in trouble.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, they haven't started TV yet, so...
No, but they were already declared to be in trouble, so what's...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, people were coming out and saying, "Oh, WWE's in trouble now," after Double or Nothing and stuff. They're like, "Oh, they're going down." Oh, I do agree. People,
it's ridiculous.
We're definitely saying that. That brings up a point that I wanted to make, that both sides are saying outrageous things as far as AEW is gonna never gonna amount to anything. We don't know that, or and the other side saying WWE's doomed and they're going down, they're gonna go out of business. And well, first of all, that's less likely to happen, but
Seth
still,
Rollins needs to shut his fucking mouth.
You don't know. I mean, that's a whole nother, avenue with Rollins. I don't understand he's just being a company man. I mean, he's backing the WWE, but also he really enjoys his job. I'm sure he really enjoys his friends.
If I was in Seth Rollins' position, I think I would do the same. Why would I be publicly being, oh no, AEW is definitely going to take over WWE.
No, it's
well, then he might
you stand by your thing, yeah.
It's fine that he's a company man and he's trying to be that guy. He's trying to be like the new Cena kind of thing. That's fine. But when he makes stupid statements
no, he did say a stupid statement.
When he was talking about
he went too
Moxley,
far.
and he was saying this shit oh, well, Moxley's competition now, and he's taking food off my table. Bitch, you ain't missing a fucking meal.
Well, that's true. That is true. He has said a couple dumb things, and when he talked about Ospreay's bank account, that was all him and Ospreay's best compare bank
apologized.
Yeah, that was that. Yes, he did. Those were dumb statements.
There is a big difference in talking up yours about being the best and talking someone else down to say they're not. I mean, that's political ads 101. It's.
Hey man, Ospreay was throwing bombs. Ospreay was throwing bombs, so I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
No.
I get the well, he's up there and he's down there. He shouldn't be punching down, but motherfucker was punching up first. Fuck that shit.
So
I got no problem with it. It's just whatever.
Yeah, and neither one of the guys hate each other. They were just get going at. I think the whole point is, which I support and I enjoy seeing, is I thoroughly enjoy WWE. When there's somebody out there that's actually sticking up for it, like Rollins is, I enjoy somebody that actually is doing that besides not saying anything or doing the cryptic tweets and stuff. He's getting a lot of backlash by standing up for the WWE and defending the WWE and saying, we put on the best shows, we have some of the best athletes out there, we have this stuff going on for us, because they're constantly being shit on it and he's tired of it. I mean, I really respect that, and I like that he's doing that when not a lot of people are, when you got other people that are posting cryptic shit all the time.
And you literally get the same thing from Callahan talking up the Impact pay-per-views, how it's the best wrestling you'll see and stuff like that. There's a big difference in doing that and then also just going over there and saying yeah, whatever, you're tiny, you don't matter. It's that's just petty, because I forget who said it best, but you can go back and forth on Twitter, but you're not going to get anything out of it if you're in different companies.
No, it's just long-term booking, brother.
Yeah, if one event ends up somewhere, cool. But
that's for after Shane McMahon buys AEW.
Yeah.
How long
and
before
it
that
comes
happens?
on Raw saying, "Dad, I'm going to challenge you. I bought AEW and I'm going to take the WWE down." Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Secretly,
You're in
Cody Rhodes
trouble.
actually still works for WWE. This is just real long-term booking.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's someone who's floated that fucking narrative out there somewhere.
Yeah. So
Russo has said that they're in bed together.
yeah, Russo's been saying that since day one.
Well, yeah, Russo will say anything to get.
Well, because neither of them would hire him. What other explanation is there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if they're not hiring me,
AEW, bro.
Yeah, listen, bro, you need to have your social media taken away from you, bro. Seriously, bro, because no one gives a fuck.
Yeah. So, okay. So, I guess one thing that I want to talk about is, what are your guys' thoughts that have been watching, some of the product lately? What are your thoughts on things becoming a little more edgy, a little more, they're still PG. It's still been, I think Vince actually came out with I've read it somewhere, a quote where they're staying PG, but they're being more edgy.
Yeah,
They have their conference call, the
though?
quarterly conference.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are they though?
What's more edgy than fucking Brock Lesnar opening up Randy Orton's fucking head on pay-per-view and having to bleed all over the mat?
Well, I heard that was they went into business for themselves or whatever with that one. I don't think they planned that, I thought.
Yeah, still, I don't know.
I mean,
I think Vince was in on that one.
Maybe. I don't know.
Edgy, Cena's joke about Usos,
It doesn't really feel much more edgy, to be fair.
I literally noticed no difference.
I know they said that, but I'm with
as
I'm
a
with,
whole.
I'm with Lee on this one. I've noticed that.
Thanks. As a whole, No, but maybe like a story here or a story there, sure. But as a whole, whatever. It's like it's a buffet type storytelling that they've done for years and years and years. And if they're going to have one be a little more edgier, if you do it right, you don't even notice it, and you just end up be like, "Oh, that was good." I haven't noticed anything edgy about anything.
Well, I mean, they've done things that they haven't done in the past lately. Like there's more, cursing happening. There was a middle finger that was shown. I feel some of the.
Oh, okay. So Kofi's middle finger to Joe, or like Baron saying "you little shit."
It's just stuff that hasn't been happening as like lately. This is just stuff that they're doing.
It's almost
more
like they're
now.
trying to say they're trying to get like real emotion to bleed through.
If that's literally all it is, then okay, that's part of the overall, and it kind of works because that was a great moment with Corbin. It was really fun. The middle finger was kind of a fun thing, but if people are like, the show is better now, look. No, go fuck yourself.
Well, yeah, cuss words aren't going to make the show better, of course, but
no, that's like saying he clapped instead of he did a jumping jack. Oh, it's better now. No, what the fuck are you talking about?
We need a live sex show between Nikki Cross and Bailey.
Well, I mean, you never know.
I honestly expected Drake Maverick's wife to get the 24/7 belt, and then he would consummate the marriage while pinning her.
Wow. I mean,
and I'm amazed that they didn't do it.
Well, we don't know
that was a segment on Raw. It's like, will he fuck his wife? That's been a
storyline for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has. Yeah,
and it still is
storyline on Raw.
The R-Truth literally drove off with his wife, and the tweet was, "Truth stole my baby and my wife."
Yeah. No.
He had the title belt, of course.
Yeah. So I mean, things like that. I mean, they've I guess tampered with that a little bit with like Enzo when he was showing up in the hotel room with Lana and all that kind of stuff. They tease some of that kind of stuff. So that's not really as
Here's the key to making that work: doing it small doses, like they're doing. If everything is like that, you get some of the Attitude Era stuff where it's all the same and none of it stands out, and you're in the same boat you are, where it's all mishmash.
Mm-hmm.
Do it here and there. If Joe is getting the middle finger from Kofi, cool. But if the next segment someone else is doing it, okay, hold on. No, that doesn't work anymore. And then someone else does later, and then Becky's no. If everyone does it, it doesn't work. But I guarantee people online are going to be like, "Oh, it's so much better. It's great. Look at what they're doing." No.
Yeah, that's not the right way to go about it.
I don't think people would say that either. Maybe a week of it, and then the next week it would be like, "Oh, they're just trying to play to the Attitude Era."
No, you're probably right. Yeah. They'll love it for the first one.
Yeah.
And then you have
fans are ever going to back WWE in any shape.
That's also true. I mean, some people you're just not going to please either way. But I have seen a lot of the people just after for example, when Kofi gave the finger and stuff, people. You have the other side that come out and say, "Oh, just because he gave the finger, they think they're better now. Oh, they're just doing this to just try to be edgy, And it's like,
and well, yeah, they wanted edgy, they got it, and you're pandering. Well, you said you wanted it.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want something and then get it, don't complain that you got it. Shut the fuck up.
This is the bad part where WWE they've unfortunately got into this point, which a lot of big, things like this, it happens. They're in a lose-lose situation. No matter what they do, they're still going to have the vocal, not the overall majority, but the vocal majority come in and, kind of outweigh stuff no matter what they do. No matter what they do.
It's the problem of any number one company in any 100%. Business.
It's cool
when Apple was number 2, they were the cool. Now they're number 1, and now everyone's like, screw Apple.
I know so many people that fucking hate Apple. Anybody in this room, by the way, that hates Apple?
Oh yeah, Apple's dumb.
There we go.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I like oranges.
Yeah, I don't like their proprietary. Yeah,
citrus guy here.
It's same. Call of Duty was the biggest franchise in the world. Then it became the coolest one to hate. It's like, what happened? What? No, it did nothing. It's just successful. Oh, it's number 1. Boom.
And another thing is, fans and Vince McMahon both expect quick turnarounds when they do stuff like this.
Yes.
So the fans go, "Oh, well, nothing's really, the product's going to immediately be better next week." And Vince McMahon seems to have the same fucking mentality. It's like, "Well, let's try this new thing, pal. Goddamn!" And then they try it for like 2 weeks, and it doesn't work out quite the way they're hoping, and then they scrap it. So it's like rock in a hard place.
Yeah, I have. Sorry, go for it.
I was just gonna say the competition aspect will get more interesting when the AEW show launches in October, because they're gonna literally have a show following Raw every time, because presumably SmackDown's moving from Tuesdays, so. You're actually going to have a WWE show Mondays, They're saying it's a live AEW show on Tuesdays.
Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
It's Wednesday night Dynamite or whatever.
Well, that's not official yet.
Yeah, but
yeah.
it's Wednesday.
It will be on
It's
Wednesday. Yeah.
Forgive me. It's in between those. Kind of my point. So, like, how much are we going to have reactionary stuff from AEW to Monday, and then more reactionary from SmackDown from AEW? Like, we're going to enter into that bullshit of era.
They shouldn't do that. I hope they don't do that, but they probably.
Well, AEW is going to do it.
Marketing,
AEW is going to do it for sure.
Marketing 101 is when you're number one, you don't talk about number two, but when you're number two, you shit on number one.
Yep. I mean,
100%. Coca-Cola never talks about Pepsi.
And that will happen. It will happen. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just that's the way it works. It's just how it's going to happen. Now, if they do it too much, it'll get old.
AEW is saying we're not competitor or whatever they're trying. We're not trying to bring down WWE. We're the alternative.
That's what the Throne Breaker said.
yeah, no.
That's what he says in the interview.
In his
show,
"You Can't Counter Program Us." Yeah, that's
That's when his adrenaline wears off, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm Vince McMahon still owns me. He owns my name."
Yeah, it's like here's the smart way to do it, and this is actually the way New Japan's doing it with fucking Moxley right now. They just say Moxley's unchained. He no longer answers to anybody. They don't mention, he was in WWE and his character sucked ass. They just say, this is the Moxley that's unchained. He doesn't answer to anybody. He's on his own. He's carving his own way. And, you're still taking the shot at WWE slyly underneath, but you're not really mentioning them, right? You don't mention the competition.
Yeah, they said him at the very beginning when he debuted, where he said, like, he's the former Dean Ambrose. You know him from WWE. He's a champion of this, this, and this. And here he is, the face. And then now you move on. So we told you who this guy is. Now we're going to tell you why he's here and why it's important to us in this. So, yeah.
He had a really good on one of the building up towards All Out. I think episode 1 or 2. I forgot which one, but
2.
Was it 2? Anyway,
I watched it. Yeah,
Moxley had a good line where he was talking about it. You were in Japan, like building this big resume up and everything, and meanwhile I was over in this other place, throwing pies in people's faces, like that kind of thing. It was a great line, fantastic stuff. And it's really, it's like slight digs, but those are like the good non-petty kind of
like
stuff.
They totally have to hate on WWE, but it doesn't have to be so in your face. Cody Rhodes coming out and saying, "Did you guys watch a Monday when you have a Wednesday?" or something like that. That makes
God!
Yeah.
If we go back to that era of WCW, I will definitely not watch.
They are. That's Cody fucking loves that shit.
If it gets that far, if we get to Cody Rhodes in black and white, challenging Vince to a fight.
No, I don't think we'll go that far. I don't know.
He won't challenge Vince. He'll challenge Triple H. He's the throne breaker. He already has.
That's kind of somewhat true.
It's frustrating to see how they literally could just do their own thing because that's what got them there, and now they're taking pot shots to the other side while trying to say they're not taking pot shots.
I see what you're saying.
Cody is someone's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't know what the roads are like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even Dusty back in the day when he was talking about WWF, when he was booking for Jim Crockett Promotions, he was not referencing WWF correctly. They were always just saying, like, do you want real wrestling or do you want that cartoon shit? And that was about the extent of it.
I see what you're saying there, Scott, but also know that I know what you're saying. Like they are there to be different, and that's what got them there. But they have to know, just like we are seeing, their fan base is so rabid against WWE. When they do those things, it gets eaten up. They they hate they hate WWE so bad, no matter what they do, that when they say those things, they know that it's just like solidifies their support for them. So it's smart. It's totally smart to do.
But it's not smart because
they have to do that. But
that's the audience they already have, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You don't need to win over the audience you got.
Okay.
Which is why I was saying, like, when Cody Rhodes does it, when it was once, it was twice. But that you can't sustain that level of like, the revolution is here. Every single Wednesday. Like it wouldn't work because
We're
eventually
a
it'll become-
revolution. We're the underdog
Yeah.
with the national broadcast contract and multi-million dollars. We're the underdog. Actually, no. You're not the number one, but you're. I mean, if that makes you underdog by default, okay. But you're not exactly small time
Yeah.
if you're doing this shit. If your number 3 show has entire profits going with $150,000 towards gun violence victims, you're not underdog. You're not small.
I mean, they are going to be in October the number 2 promotion in the country.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like I almost
you
would say
can almost
they
make a case right now for it. Honestly.
yeah, I would say they already are. kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely,
And they will be,
100%.
yeah. Like they've said they're going to have weekly shows. It's going to be on Wednesdays. They're not going to have any other shows in between.
I was going to
And
bring
it's
that. I
just
saw
those
like Brandy
Wednesdays.
Rhodes tweeted like, our talent are not going to be driving on the roads or driving themselves to the roads because
Don't
On
believe
the road.
anything except they are having shows on Saturdays.
Wait,
well,
what?
it was just like, how are they making money? Like,
Yeah,
eventually,
and
like,
plus,
I mean,
won't-
obviously now, but like,
Don't believe anything. Look,
can't the talent
one thing
just
I've learned-
book other shit too? So
they
like,
can, but the one
like
thing
some
I've
of them do 4 shows in a weekend. So
well, no,
they are
once-
doing
they have exclusive
shows on
contracts.
they are doing shows on Saturdays, which are shows
Mhm.
other than the TV show. What else did they promise to not do? Everyone doesn't have healthcare. That's not a thing. Just don't actually believe most of the things these people
Well,
say are.
that was my point is like that's not a real. There's no way they're going to have a long term one show a week because like they're people investing in the company. They want more money. They
I was gonna say, yeah, you
In
could
the
do
end,
2
they don't
shows a
really
week.
care
So why
about-
don't you
yeah.
do that and give us more? Yeah, make it 3
why-
hours.
Why are we paying
Do
these
it.
guys to sit at home to wrestle a pay per view and then 5 times or 5 times a month?
But it is interesting. They're not doing like a show and a taping. They're just gonna do a show and a show and a show. They're not taping it. It's gonna be live. Because like.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, I think that is a better plan as far as they won't be so watered down because we're not seeing them so much. I think that is better for the fans, for us
But
watching.
my point is like that's hard to sustain when you're losing out on money.
Yes,
When the
I
end
agree.
game is money.
Yes,
Like that's really what business is about.
which is
Like,
why
we can talk
WWE is so full of content.
Like
content. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you got to consider how much money have they already thrown down a fucking toilet just establishing the brand, establishing the roster, and all that stuff before they even really get started.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Like, I'm not saying by next year they're going to be doing 7 shows. They're wrestling 320 days a year, but Brandy Rhodes to come out and say, like, well, our people are not going to be on the road because they're only going to be wrestling once a week. It's
Well,
kind of
I'm
absurd.
Brandy
Well,
Rose. We're
you're-
going to be totally inclusive. By the way,
No,
here's
it's-
my ass.
though it's
AEW
already
God,
it's
gonna-
already twice. Once again, it's already twice a week because
yeah.
they are wrestling on Saturday.
Yeah, but even if it's we're wrestling once a week for the TV. Okay, that's how many times you're making them do it. They're gonna go out there and book their own shit anyway. Besides
Unless
that,
they're
unless
exclusive.
they are exclusive and can't, and then you must be paying them pretty good.
So, are the house shows going to be on Saturday? I haven't heard that detail. Those are house
The
shows.
house shows are going to be on Saturdays.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't think talent's going to be necessarily exclusive because I know MJF is still going to be with MLW.
well,
Court
some
Bauer,
I think have
Court
said.
Bauer
Like,
said that.
Yeah, some people are, some people aren't.
Yeah, here we go. 16 hours ago, AEW to run 100 to 120 live events a year.
Okay.
there you go, Miss
So that's
Well-
like
Rhodes.
I said, about 2 a week, plus pay-per-views.
Well, I
That
mean,
works.
I like I said, it works for NXT. I mean, and that's kind of the thing that we've always been saying. Like, I think this will work for their stories and their content. I think this will help out better for them. But yes, it's just what Peanut was saying. As far as money goes and that kind of stuff, who knows? But that's not really for us. I mean, we're here just to consume the content. So I mean,
That's the thing. Us watching, like us here watching, we already know they're not competition for WWE, so we
No.
have that out of our brains. But they've ramped up their fans, making them think that shit. But on the down low, they're really just another MLW or NXT or something like that, where they're doing their own thing, they're running their own business model, and they're going to go with what works for them. And they
Yeah.
can sit there and bullshit their fans and say we're competition, but at the end of the day, they're not.
And the other part I was reading about this thing too is of all the talent, they might work 70 something matches out of those 100 dates. So not all talent will be on there. They'll rotate them. Maybe you get like a month off here and there, or whatever. So interesting way to do it with a roster of
the way to
one
do it.
show.
That's a good idea.
Cool. I like that. And it builds. It makes you want to see them more often. Unlike a Lesnar situation where everybody else is there, at least it'll be a little more natural. If it's kind of like this is all you get. Lucha Underground had the same kind of thing. You wouldn't see someone for 2-3 weeks, but you miss them and you're happy when they're back.
And NXT is like that as well.
Yeah. So I mean,
that doesn't work for is Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, well, but it's interesting to see the idea of competition. I said this last time with the whole counter programming situation, but we're in the era when everything is streamed. So it's like it's not like you missed it and you can't watch it. You could literally go watch one live when they have both on the same day, and then go to the other service and watch that one VOD. Yep. Like we're in that era. Yeah. And all these people, like I know they're claiming that a lot of fans, this AEW, they're claiming a lot of their fans are people who weren't even watching the other product, as they put it, because they're lapsed fans. They want something different, and now they're getting it. Cool, you got those guys. So those are being no, but even if it is, let's say it is, you've gotten them over there. Cool. So you've taken nothing away from WWE, and you've gotten your own fan base. All right, there's going to be crossover, obviously. But the idea that you're pulling them away or you're taking them away, that's not happening because anybody who wants to watch it all will watch it all. That's like saying 2 movies come out in one weekend. Well, I can only watch one. I'll never be able to see the other one. What the fuck are you talking about?
And here's another problem. So far, all the shows I've seen from AEW, they have not shown themselves to be an alternative to WWE at all.
No.
So what audience are they playing for?
Well, I will say this. I know some people listening to this that are in that AEW camp. They will probably jump in immediately on what you were saying there, Scott, and say, well, what about what about WWE's declining ratings? What about WWE's declining attendance and all that kind of stuff?
Cool. Prove to me that's AEW.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, all that happened before AEW was the thing.
Okay, declining attendance. Cool.
That's been happening since 2007.
That would be... So the only time we can talk about any declining attendance for WWE shows are on the 3 dates that AEW has had shows. That doesn't exclude, it doesn't account for any of the other ones. Maybe if it's in proximity, maybe they chose one show over the other. Okay, I get that. Declining ratings, nothing is airing at the same time. So that is bullshit. 100%.
And see,
it's other stuff. You get award shows, you get NBA finals. That stuff pulls from it.
Sure.
The way Barrios from WWE talked about it, their main competition is sleep. People don't have time to watch all the things. That's their competition. So, like to say the AEW is causing that, fucking prove it. Everything causes it. I'd absolutely cause some of it, but it's not the reason they're having it. It's a factor. If anything, it's a small sliver on a pie chart.
Yeah, if anything, it's more just WWE's content that's causing, I think.
Especially if it's lapsed fans. If those AEW fanboys, I'm not trying to hate on you, but I am. If you are saying that they're the reason WWE is having all these problems, you're also the same ones buying into Cody saying you've gotten the lapsed fans. So you're not taking away any of the ratings. You're not taking away the live events. Mm-hmm. They weren't over there. So how are you causing those things and yet having people come from nowhere? It doesn't fucking line up.
Hey, fucking MLW's show, it airs live on like Saturdays on like whatever thing they're on, but the YouTube free version comes out on Monday nights, streaming live, like 8 o'clock, 9 p.m. whatever.
There it is. You found it.
So, I mean, they have more claim, honestly, at this point than AEW does taking viewers away. And I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying your arguments are shit, AEW guys, because now you got nothing.
You're going to go live with AEW on Wednesdays. Cool. NXT's already on Wednesdays, and it's taped, and it's usually a pretty stellar show top to bottom for that hour. You give them just a little bit to counter-program you're fucking in trouble now.
So NXT,
you want to talk about that, NXT will be your competition.
NXT might be moving days, though.
Really?
And airing on FS1.
I did hear about that. I heard
maybe. I know that WWE
TV.
Does not want to do that. I know Fox wants it.
Probably, yeah.
But even still, okay. So people, you know what? I guarantee you, people are going to say that they're moving it because they're scared. Fox has wanted this since the deal broke. Fox has wanted this before AEW even existed.
That will be the case.
It's not the reason.
You will be right. If they do change dates, people will 100% say that. Yes.
And that's what drives me nuts.
I mean, you can't help that, but yes.
Newsflash. You can like both things.
You can, but I mean,
you can. It's possible.
I don't know, man. I don't know that you can.
Well, where's the fun in that? You're trying to take our content away, Scott?
That's true.
You're trying to take food off of my table?
So when are they going to move NXT to Thursdays? Is that going to interfere with us now? Are we going to lose out? Oh no. People can't listen to our podcast on Fridays. No. SmackDown's there. Like it's
no, because we are on Fridays.
Yeah,
it's Friday.
We're coming up against SmackDown. Yeah,
Friday
once every 3 months.
4 a.m.
That's SmackDown.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Bischoff.
Is it 4 a.m.? Is that when we go live?
I usually post the podcast at 4 a.m. on Friday mornings. Usually,
is that an automatic upload, or are you up at 4 in the morning?
No, it's not. It's not. When I'm up, I was up when I was working at my TV station, but
you used to be, yeah.
Yeah, I used to be up, but no, I edit it right after we get done, and I set it to air or to pop up in the feed at 4 a.m.
What's funny about all this is people are going to say that I'm hating on AEW. Yes. I've literally liked every show they've had and really don't have many complaints aside from, they're full of shit saying it's better for these reasons when they're doing the same bad things.
He doesn't hate AEW. He hates you guys.
Yeah, yes, I was about to say that. I don't think he's hating on the company as much as he is the hardcore AEW fan base. I think that is more of where you're coming from.
No
and
point
I see it with Marvel and DC and shit like that. Oh, the movies don't do this. This over here. Shut up. What? Just because one does something doesn't mean the other has to, or the other's going to, or it did it because of something else. Mm-hmm. Maybe they just fucked up on their own. Like, not everything has to have a reason for being a thing. True. The fact that they've gotten this money, they've gotten this show, they've gotten this 2 hours, this is unprecedented stuff. We've had Ring of Honor trying for 15 years. We've had Impact trying for 15 years and getting onto smaller network, down to fucking Twitch. AAA has gotten onto Twitch. That's their main thing. Like, no one else has managed to get out there. And goddamn AEW, based on the fact of one show promised, ends up on broadcast television with 2 hours, cable television with 2 hours live weekly in the fall. That's amazing.
October 2nd.
And easily selling out arenas. Like, yeah, they're doing cool stuff.
It's going to be a great start. But I will say I've liked the shows and they've been fun. And I've liked all the WWE shows we've had, the pay-per-views. But like I said before about the idea of like these matches are, if they were perfect, which they're not, but if they were perfect and great every time, it's like comparing it to having a perfect steak, your favorite meal. Oh. If that's all you had, you'd eventually get tired of it.
Whoop, that's my phone dinging there.
I ate nothing but steak for 2 years when I was like 16, 17.
Yeah. Did you eventually get tired of it?
Nope.
I was going to say, wrap steaks I eat every day, and they look pretty good.
No.
Well, my steaks are pretty good, man.
No,
so sometimes you'll get guys like yourself. Do you change anything up about it?
Dip it in some ketchup.
Okay, so there's the AEW diehard that'll never die. But for a lot, it will.
I'll have you pass the ketchup and ask you to cook it a little bit longer for me.
Fucking monster.
You're gonna
have to only cooking steak for Peanut and also Scott and also Lee.
That's fine. I'll cook my own steak the way it's actually supposed
like a hamburger.
The way it's supposed to be eaten, done. Ready to eat.
Done.
Finished.
It's once you put ketchup on it.
It's fucking done all right.
Well done is not done well.
Well, I mean, it works for me. I enjoy it.
You might as well just puke on your steak, Bomber.
So
Do you go out to a diner and get a steak?
A diner? No, we don't really have diners down here, really.
Really?
I mean, we have
you have pancake houses.
Well, yes, there's like IHOPs and Waffle Houses, but I mean, usually don't go to those at random hours. It's that Waffle House people do, but
that's exactly where you go to random hours.
That's literally it's wrestling. Fuck.
Well, fuck. I don't.
That's
sorry.
The whole point.
I don't. Sorry, I don't go to those at random hours.
God, we got a road trip one of these days.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
the only diner I've ever been to was up north, and it was.
Welcome to our steak podcast.
Yeah,
in my territory.
Yeah, and it was in your territory.
Y'all are all up north to me.
Exactly. Yeah, well, you're the super southern.
I mean, further south than you, Brad.
Lee and I,
We've talked about this.
Yes, that's true. I mean,
you're
he's definitely more in the south, but he is to my north.
Now
I am looking forward to your steak podcast, Brad.
Now that I moved, you're like 7 or probably 8 hours south of me, probably maybe more.
I'm more than that.
You're all
8
south
hours
to me.
It's 8 hours to like Jacksonville.
Oh
yeah,
maybe. Yeah, you were like
that's
6.
where Fight Stuff Holland was.
He's like 22 hours from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Anyway,
Yeah, you know what, Bomber? You
Anyway.
can move the fucking hillbilly out of the boondocks, but you can't move the boondocks out of the hillbilly.
I respect that. But
I mean, what state do you live in now?
I live in Virginia now.
That is the capital of the South. That was the capital of the Confederacy.
I
That's
live
still
in-
the South.
Fucking racist.
I live in Norfolk, Virginia.
I know. I was setting you up for that is the capital of the Confederacy.
Yeah. I mean, that was a long time ago. It didn't have anything to do with me, but yes, that was probably.
I'm just saying, it super counts as the South.
Oh yeah, I never said I wasn't in the South. I admit
Yeah, the
that.
South.
No, I was
ends
letting
about
the
marriage.
Canadians know.
Oh,
You didn't move out. You
Oh
didn't
yeah,
move
no,
out the South.
we had American history in our
Halfway
Canadian
through
classes,
Maryland
so we
is kind
know.
of when you're
You had
not in the
American.
South.
You had American history.
Yeah, it's almost like you're our neighbor, and it's good to learn about people you're nearby.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because they learn the history that matters and their country doesn't.
Wow. There
No,
it is. There
Yeah,
it
we
is.
also had our history. It's not like we couldn't do one or
Oh.
the other, like AEW, WWE. We had both.
Is it
Yeah.
like the history of like Tim Hortons and Molson's?
Never heard of.
I don't remember taking the Canadian
Legitimately,
class.
yes, they're in there. Yeah.
This. Yeah, I never took a Canadian class. Like I have no idea.
I think I had to do a PowerPoint once.
Bomber, how many provinces do we have?
7.
Bomber, what's a province?
Exact. It's a state.
I realized.
basically.
It's like a state. Yeah. How
Oh,
many?
22. You guys have 22.
Oh,
I
How many
know.
provinces do we have, Scott? I don't remember.
I said
anymore.
7. I don't know. Is
No.
that not right?
No.
It's
It's
nine.
impromptu trivia. No, 10.
Who's your president? Isn't he very
With
like?
3 territories.
don't-
We don't have a president.
What-
Jeez, even I knew
Yep.
that, Bomber. Come on.
What do we have, Peanut?
Prime Minister.
There you go.
All right. Anyway,
The young sexy guy.
so
Yeah.
now you guys.
Yeah, see,
are-
you know the important things.
So yeah, the super liberal
Everything I
guy.
know
That's
about
the only
Canada
thing I know.
comes from wrestling.
Yeah, the only thing.
someone
Speaking
asked
of,
me-
SummerSlam's in Toronto, and that's a thing.
Someone asked me what is the capital of Winnipeg, and I was like, not the capital, sorry, the capital of Manitoba.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "What's the capital of Manitoba?" And I'm like, Winnipeg.
Is that right? Is that right?
It's the only place in Manitoba I know.
Oh, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I was asking if that was right. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is right.
That's fine. Well,
If
if I
any other place in Manitoba,
well, if I asked Lee and Scott what is the capital of North Carolina, they probably wouldn't know that.
Charlotte?
Nope.
See, that was a guess.
Nope. That's the biggest city in North Carolina, but not the Raleigh is the capital of.
Oh,
North Carolina.
actually, yeah, I should have
Yeah,
known that.
Charlotte's the biggest city, which is where I came from, but no. Anyway, let's everybody got their history and geography lesson for a second. I want to talk about something that I am noticing that is blowing me away right now in the WWE. Where in the world is all of this support for Randy Orton coming from? Everybody is on the Randy Orton bandwagon all of a sudden. People,
That happens.
but
for
I'm
like
talking
3 weeks.
people
I
are
agree with
on.
Peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree
it's,
with Peanut. It just happens from time to
it's,
time.
it's cyclical like the moon.
But they are.
But also,
playing up. They are playing up the Kofi Kingston. story, I
yeah,
don't know.
they like him and Kofi, so that's the majority of it.
Yeah, people are hardcore into Orton right now.
When Randy Orton has nothing to do is when he gets most popular.
That is
This
true
happens
as well.
all the
But it
time.
shows
When
up
he
on
has
RKO somewhere.
When he has
Great.
nothing to do, he kind of just mugs for the camera, throws out some hip tosses and shit, and just does like,
And he's the coolest
fuck
guy on the
off,
earth.
yeah, super
Orton
cool,
stomp.
don't give a fuck Randy Orton shit. And people are like, oh, I love that. And then they give him shit to do, and then you go, oh no, I hate that.
Yeah,
'cause
because
has
he's
to
bad
cut-
at doing things.
Yeah, he has to cut a promo, and everyone's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
He's good at cutting promos.
voices in my
He's terrible at throwing promos.
Kofi Kingston.
He's good at talking shit. He's terrible at doing promos.
Well, yeah, talking shit. Yeah, sorry. Yes, he's great at talking shit. Him and
But
AJ
that's not
Styles
what
stuff
you do in
was
WWE. In
Yeah.
WWE, you give real structured promos.
Well-
Kofi Kingston, I don't like you because you're not good enough.
don't forget
know?
there's Kevin Owens apparently having unscripted promos.
I heard that."
Sami
He's
Zayn,
able to do unscripted now.
I'll believe that when I see it. But I mean, there's no
Supposedly
way,
you've seen it.
I was about to say
Apparently you have. Yeah.
I've seen that. I meant like evidence that he's doing that because I still won't believe that they're letting
Yeah,
him
no,
just
it's
go.
easy. I could make that news up too. I
Yeah.
could have made that up for all you know. Like that's
Exactly.
That's how they
I
Certainly better than fucking Kevin Owens hanging in a fucking bowling alley. Like,
yeah. No, it's good. I like Kevin Owens right now a lot with this gimmick. It's fun.
Sure. I do too. I still not a big fan of him just doing stunners to everybody. I'm like, what? Why don't you have your own move? But I mean, other than
Well,
that,
okay, so why can't he do
Because
something
stunners
that
are
wasn't?
fun.
So I saw someone talk about this.
Yeah.
It was Simon Miller. It's like, okay, so the stunner. Stone Cold hasn't used it in matches since 2003.
Sure.
It's been long enough, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's kind of like an iconic thing that
Nah,
anytime
I'm
he
super
does
with
it.
it.
No,
Super with it. Stunners are fun.
they are fun, but anytime he does a stunner, the very first thing you think of is Stone Cold. I mean, and that's
Kind
not
of the idea with a Hellraiser.
That's like
what?
if somebody comes up and does a Tombstone pile driver, what's the first thing you think of? Undertaker.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
like
it's called Tombstone.
well,
That's
the
shit.
move, the motion of it.
So does he just need to change the name?
So dude, people are doing sharpshooters, and Brett hasn't really wrestled since 2001.
And
it's not like they can't do it. You think of it, but it's still
I'm not saying,
others can use it.
I'm not saying they
Yeah,
can't do it.
Miz be doing sharpshooters left and right and shit.
Like if you can't do stunners, then you got to take all those ROH guys doing those dumb cutters, and the Christ brothers can't do it because they're all doing stunners and cutters. It's the same thing.
By the way, Miz, his whole like arsenal is nothing but moves from other people. By the way, that's all he does.
It doesn't
It's like
matter.
other people's. All he does is other people's shit. He does.
Yes,
he does his
yes.
finisher. You know, the skull
Figure
crusher
four,
finale.
the kicks from Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He just takes other
But
people's
it's
shit.
like it's funny when you look at it like, oh, that's Austin's move. Yeah, he hasn't really. I mean, he does it here and there on
Yes.
appearances, once maybe a year. Otherwise, he hasn't used it in like 15 years in a
That's-
match. I think that's long enough that someone else can use it as a
Look,
finisher.
stunners are fun.
That
and I
is
wanna
true.
see 'em.
I don't know if you guys are missing my point. I'm just saying.
We totally are.
We know
We have
it's,
an
not,
agenda
it's not
here.
that it's not that we are missing your point, or at least I'm not. Maybe they're. I get your point.
I probably
Your
am.
point is super valid, except it doesn't outweigh stunners are fun, and I want to see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
No, I totally get your point. It's like someone coming out and doing, no, he said sharpshooter already. Fuck.
I said Tombstone.
Like
too.
a Hogan leg drop, or
Yeah, like the Hogan leg drop. That's good.
Yeah.
If someone came and they did like the ear thing, and then they did the leg drop, you'd go like Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah.
But except that move's not that fun to watch. Stunners be fun, and I want to see them.
yeah, people use
And
the
it
Macho Man elbow drop.
outweighs
They
the
call it
fact that
that.
every time you see it, it reminds you of Austin. And what's the worst thing that can happen? Every time you see it, it reminds you of Austin. You go, man, Austin was awesome. You know what's awesome? Stunners. I want to see it.
But then what
And
does
like I
that do
said,
for that
it's
person?
not
though?
exactly a negative connotation to associate him to that.
No, what does
because
that
it's
do?
The
But
idea
I'm-
of him beating up a McMahon, raising hell, like it's the same.
But I'm saying that doesn't really help that person, is what I'm saying. Like that doesn't help them that
How
much.
so?
Because you're immediately connected to Stone Cold or whichever move you correlate it with. Somebody that made a move so iconic that
I don't know about that. Kevin Owens
So-
seems to be getting some pretty good heat off of that shit.
So that means that Stone Cold shouldn't have done it because it was used and
What?
called the Ace Cutter thanks to Johnny Ace, and he made it work for him, but someone else used it better. What if Kevin Owens ends up using it better than Austin?
Then Austin.
What? That's
not a fair
But now
point.
you're saying that someone
I'm
can't
with
try.
Peanut. I don't think that's a pretty good point.
Are you saying that
Because
someone can't
any-
even try to?
any-
That's fucked
No,
up.
because Bomber. I mean, it's the thing is, like,
I've never once
stunner
said
is-
they shouldn't. I never
a
ever said they shouldn't.
non-wrestling fan, they would see a stunner and be like, "Oh, Stone Cold." Like it's
Or
the
a wrestling fan,
biggest-
anyone.
that too. But I'm just saying how iconic it is. Outside
Mhm.
of just like a niched fan base. So
Mm-hmm.
it does set itself aside from any regular move, even if someone in 10 years did an RKO. Like
The
I
word
don't
is
think
pronounced niche.
What did I say?
Nice.
Niche.
My thought on it is
It's my
that people
northern self.
like okay, so you see a spear and people
like
think
niche.
Roman right now, right? People think Roman Reigns or Edge or
You know what?
Goldberg or
I
Did I get
don't.
to
I,
the point
I
of
definitely
stuff.
thought Goldberg. You said the word spear right now, and Goldberg immediately
See?
popped into my head.
There's different connections that different people make from different things, and to say that okay, you're not saying he shouldn't use it, but you're saying it's not doing him any favors.
Yes.
I don't think it's hurting him either. I don't think it's not doing him any favors. People are associating him with the McMahon hating Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hey, guess what? He hates McMahon's too, and he's stunning them. It's awesome. I like it, and the arenas go nuts.
Well, I mean,
What's
Working,
if
problem?
working for him.
if
He's
anything,
doing-
it helps Stone Cold out more, which is good to keep his like.
How does
relevancy
it
out there.
him?
What the fuck you say?
How does
He's
it help
helping
him?
Stone Cold? What?
What are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
just to keep like the relevancy, just to keep to keep it relevant, just to show, hey, that's the stunner. Like,
You know what?
No, he's not doing it to help Stone Cold. He's doing it because it's a good move.
I know
that
he's
goes
not-
bang, boom, done.
I know he's
What's
not
my
doing it to
point?
help Stone Cold.
You literally said it helps him.
No, I'm saying it is, but he's not doing it to
I
help
was on
him.
to something.
What?
I don't remember what it was.
You know, Stone Cold, he restarted his fucking podcast. He showed up on Raw. He told everyone he loved them. And then he fucking sold a ton of his fucking branded beer. That's what helped him.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. Yeah, his shows up every once in a while on these Raw reunions.
I gotta say, I was upset after that Raw when I realized there's nothing around me where I could buy that beer.
Oh,
though I
you
wouldn't
can't
like
buy it
it.
online?
You could, but that's expensive.
Oh,
Ship
yeah.
beer.
He looked him around him. He wanted to go walking.
Oh,
Driving by.
there you go. You don't know. Did you guys watch the Raw
I
reunion?
mean, I can't drink. I'm 13. There's my Skittles.
Yeah.
I watched pieces of it. Yeah.
Thoughts?
I saw some stuff on internet.
All right, so yeah, what are your thoughts, Scott? Since you've seen the whole thing, we'll go with you first.
It was fun for what it was, but it was yet another throwback that got nothing accomplished for SummerSlam, which is 2 or 3 weeks out, and was another opportunity that they've seemed to have forgotten about to have old names come back who have that name value, like we just said, you associate the Austins and things like that, and have them get over on the youngsters who really should be handling them. And yeah, so it got a good rating, but they're not going to be there next week, so what's it matter? We're going to be back to having AJ and his OC club not being able to get revenge on the old timers that could barely walk, when they really should have had the three of them just beat the shit out of DX and have some people fighting back and get them over. Because you know what people would hate in their feel-good show? Villains beating up those heroes. Oh, it accomplished nothing and had all the opportunities to do so.
Seth Rollins looked like such a fucking dork out there. He
He's
looked like
a fanboy.
He looked like the little kid who's like sort of clipping at the heels of the cool kids, following the cool kids around. Can I be part of the gang, guys? Can I?
He did not look like the guy who was carrying the company on his back.
Well,
no.
I won't make that
I mean,
comparison.
on one hand, it's not supposed to accomplish anything. Clearly,
I would say
Like,
that.
it was in fucking Tampa, so it was where all the old timers live anyway. So hey, come on,
Yeah.
drive over to the arena.
it wasn't
Whatever.
supposed to.
To be honest, everyone in that segment looked out of place.
I was gonna
that
actually
was super weird.
I was going to go down I think where Rabs kind of go down that route, that like this show wasn't supposed to, build toward, this wasn't going to be some really big story heavy show that's supposed to build towards SummerSlam. I think it's just, the feel good show that they probably scheduled a long time ago, and they probably had it set. This is going to be the show where we have everybody come in because it's in Tampa and Hulk Hogan's here and a lot of the other guys are around. I think it was just honestly, supposed to be a fun feel good show, I think.
I honestly have no problem with the occasional fun, feel-good show that doesn't move anything forward to bring some old-timers around. I've got no problem with that. I think it's just magnified that it didn't move anything forward because it doesn't feel like the product's very good right now, and it could use some help. But that doesn't really take away from the fact that it's fine to have a show like this from time to time.
Yeah, like I said, it was still fun. But I literally saw in the Discord people were like, wanting the old school stuff back. Someone was talking about all the hardcore title type stuff, wanting Crash Holly things and weapons and all this stuff back with like Briscoe and Patterson, and they got Briscoe and Patterson with the 24/7 title.
True.
But I was literally in that Discord chat saying, you just want the old stuff back. Go watch the old stuff. If all you want is that back again.
I will say this.
What the heck?
So Raw was in Tampa. SmackDown was in Miami. If SmackDown had also been a throwback show, I would have gone. But because it was going to be another boring SmackDown I have no interest in, I didn't go.
Fair enough.
Wow. Okay, that's an interesting
And there is a rumor that Fox wants to have a big show like that for SmackDown early on. So,
and I will also say this: I have not necessarily, but since I moved, I haven't had the cable since I moved, and I haven't really watched Raw or SmackDown like I used to. I found a stream to watch Raw this week because it was the reunion show. I wanted to see what the old people did and stuff. So, I mean, that also could kind of be something to say about it. That I was actually interested in taking a look at it and seeing what we've done.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, that was it.
Okay, I was going to say, there's your insight into the product, and that's something that during Comic-Con, DC Comics talked about, because their publisher has been having people come up saying, you're reprinting a lot of classic titles, and they're outselling your new titles right now. How do you feel about that? And he said, yeah, that means we're failing because we're not giving you titles now that you want. You're just going back to the old stuff.
I agree. I mean, well,
that was his opinion. Like, we're not giving you a product you want now. You're going back for the tried and true, which, I mean, it's established. You know that one and you want that. But when we sell you that Batman comic from 1985 and it outsells the one that came out this week, following up on something from last month, and it outsells that, and this one didn't do as good, we're failing on that product of the new one.
Yeah,
that literally rings true to me for this, in the sense of like, oh, we want all the old timers. That means the new stuff's not drawing as good. Which no one's going to deny that. If you can pull that argument out easily, but it is a tried and true way to be like, oh, look, it's this one. Let's pop a rating.
And a lot of people always talk about how, the writing's so much worse and stuff. Like, I will get behind. I don't want to start a giant argument on this, but just watching, the comparison for the current guys and the older guys were just so much better. I don't want people to get so mad. They were just better than the people we have now. Yes, they're more athletic. Yes, they do better moves, but they were way more like better character. Like they had a better presence.
What's your definition of older guys?
Like DX and stuff. When DX came in there and stuff, and I looked at the club and I'm like,
yeah.
Obviously, I love AJ. AJ is one of the best, I say, in my opinion, one of the best wrestlers ever, especially even right now, but I'm talking about ever, I think, in my opinion. But when you have them in the club out there, I'm just like, man, I would rather watch DX I would rather watch DX any day of the week than watch the club do something.
Well,
it's
how have the two Baldies been booked for their entire tenure in WWE so far? Losers.
They have been booked that way, but I don't know. Maybe that's just why. But also the stuff they have done, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I just don't.
It's funny.
Sorry, no, you're good.
It's just funny because that's the one group of people out of there where I just don't want to see any more of them in. Like, I don't really care about DX in these throwback shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're on
the same thing.
They're on every one. I agree.
They're on every one, and they do the same thing over and over again. And
I was joking about it on Twitter.
They punk some new guy and whatever.
Bomber saw my Twitter comments like, "Where the fuck's Tatanka and fucking and like Adam Bomb and those guys? You want your Raw reunion, bitches? Bring back those guys."
Yeah. Think about it this way: in 10, 20 years, we'll have our Raw reunions with Seth and Roman, or these characters coming back, and people are going to love it. From this era. They're going to like that.
But will we?
There'll be an AEW. No, I'm kidding.
No, well, just like, how many of these guys are really gonna feel that big and iconic?
It's gonna be the Shield.
It won't matter. They had Dudley's come back and shit. It's like, sorry, they had Devon only. They had Rikishi. They aren't exactly huge iconic names.
I don't know.
I would back that up. Back that up like Rikishi did.
I'm pretty big Rikishi and Dudley Boy fan.
Yeah, a lot of people know Rikishi. He was a household name.
Those were big. Those were not, main eventers, but those were big names during the biggest time in wrestling.
Yeah, so I mentioned literally Seth and Roman. So
yeah,
I'm mentioning some of the biggest names of right now.
No, they're definitely.
But now is not a big time in wrestling.
Well,
that doesn't mean they're not going to do the reunion to this era.
Of course,
they're
they can always
absolutely going to do it. That's my point. They're going to come back. You're going to see the guys from today coming back. Exactly.
Well, it wouldn't. No, well, I mean, it's not because WWE is going to be dead because AEW is going to.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to get to.
Well, they'll have the Shield come out on AEW then, because Dean Ambrose will be running the company.
He might be. Yeah,
he'll be a vice president, executive, CEO.
The overall though, the only thing I didn't like about the reunion show, it wasn't the best show ever. It wasn't the best even reunion show ever, but I really cringed hard on a lot of those backstage segments. I'm talking the Medusa stuff. I was like, wow, this is really, really, I don't know how long they rehearsed that or what they did, but her stuff in particular was very bad.
I don't think they rehearsed it at all.
Yeah. I was going to say rehearse.
Yeah, maybe her stuff. Maybe not her stuff, but man.
It was, remember that time she dumped the woman's title on Nitro into the trash?
Super cringe. Yeah, super cringe what they were doing there.
And it's like Ted DiBiase just shouldn't be on TV anymore. It's just like, just go away. Like, stop making me hate you.
Oh yeah, he came out and totally like botched his lines and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, no. Probably because a lot of these people aren't used to having like lines to read word for word too. Probably.
Well, not only that, but they're fucking old. Like, they haven't been doing this on this scale for how long? Yeah, come do it on our weekly show.
I mean, DiBiase should show up the same way Ron Simmons does. Like he should just come out and like do his laugh the same way Ron Simmons just says "damn."
Damn.
Anything more than that is too much.
That's true.
Give Virgil a shot. Oh wait, that wouldn't be politically correct anymore if he showed up with Ted DiBiase.
Well, but I still like the Jimmy Hart stuff in the back. I'm like, I just always smile when I see Jimmy Hart because he's fucking amazing. Hey, baby. Yeah, and he's always with the ladies too. I'm like, man, there's Jimmy Hart doing his thing.
The mouth of the what?
Exactly.
That's
why I love him, baby.
Mouth of the hair plugs.
Break out that.
I got my hair plugs in, baby.
Hey man, if they keep you looking, if you keep your hair flowing, I got no problems. Go ahead, put those hair plugs.
Yeah. So did we have any other topics to talk about on this show? Did anybody have anything?
Getting drunk.
The Usos.
I was gonna say the Uso Penitentiary.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Jimmy Uso. This came out today, right? This is today's
Was
news?
it at Myrtle Beach as well? Same as Jeff Hardy.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was in Tampa. It was in Tampa.
Yeah, no. Apparently, he refused the breathalyzer test too, so they just threw his ass in jail.
Wow.
Well, pretty naturally.
So here we go. Here we go with Jimmy Uso. 2006, criminal mischief. 2008, causing a public disturbance. 2011, his first DUI. 2013, his second DUI. 2019 was when he got in the fight with those cops in Detroit, and now his third DUI.
Wait,
what about Jay?
Time out.
Jay had a DUI at the beginning of this year.
Don't they take your license away at some point? Because I feel like that should have already happened.
The best. If you keep doing it in different states, it's real complicated.
Really?
You know who just got actually got that severe penalty towards him? Old time wrestler, the Berserker, John Nord.
Mm-hmm.
He actually can't travel by car or vehicle anymore because he had so many DUIs.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I mean, at some point, you just got to be like, okay, your license is gone. I'd say probably 2 is the
I mean, he's got
that shit away.
He's got enough money for an Uber, bro. Come on.
Sure. I mean, and
he can even get one of those nice Ubers.
Well,
isn't that an app you can put on your phone, kids? Isn't that something you can do now? Like,
I'm 13. I don't know. I'm not allowed to use it yet.
Nice.
14.
Yeah, one day you'll get there. No, I've seen a lot of people talk about how WWE should be stepping in and doing things. I want to hear. What you guys
should be stepping in and suspending his fucking ass.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's what I want to hear. What you guys think about that? Do you guys think they should be, enforcing some kind of punishments or something?
Absolutely.
I'm thinking like in my job. I'm actually trying to think like if I had.
Actually, in my job, I can be suspended if I am caught with a DUI and it can reflect badly on the company.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know my contract. I've read that.
I've seen it in my handbook or whatever. I can be suspended for DUI.
The people saying WWE should do something because he's going to hurt someone next time, it's like that's not their responsibility. But they should be saying, "Hey, you want to go to rehab or not? No, cool, you're suspended." That's the obligation they have. The police and the law should be saying, "Hey, you can't fucking drive anymore. You're a liability." That's where it's not like, oh, they should be the parent to him. No.
Yes, states here, they don't like to get along though. That's that
especially when it's not like it's this, the people, it's people not understanding how it works. I'm not American, but I still understand the states have different jurisdictions. It's not like American, hey, you can't drive, Uso. No, it's not that. It should be.
Jimmy Uso.
You can no longer drive.
They both, like I said, you're saying both names, sorry. But
Jay had one earlier in the year.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which one this was, and Jay was earlier in Jimmy.
That to me is just silly because it's like, oh, they shouldn't let him do it anymore. Who's they? Like this mythical international whatever. Like, no, it's like that state and that state and that state. Cool, he's good there, there, and there. That's one strike.
Guess what, Scott? If they did something, they would be complaining that they did something because they shouldn't do something because they don't have the right to do something.
Exactly.
If WWE suspended him, they would be like, well, why is WWE suspending him? He was not doing anything during WWE hours or whatever they would make up.
Exactly.
So, yeah, there's no one.
Jeff Hardy was found in a fucking stairway, passed out and shit.
Dirty Myrtle, baby. Dirty Myrtle.
They should do something about him. Yeah, they said he can do his own thing. He's not even on the road with them.
2 days before I was there, so I'm bummed out.
Wait, you went to Myrtle Beach, Peanut?
Yeah.
What?
Didn't I ask you?
I don't remember.
No, that
Maybe.
was when I went to DC. I asked you. if you
Yeah.
were from DC.
Imagine if James Uso, or whatever the fuck his name is, showed up in court and they got their lawyer to distract the judge while the other Uso tagged in and took the DUI charge.
Here's my question: why is Naomi not like helping him out, like driving? Why isn't she the driver?
That was my next question. Which one is married to him? Didn't she cause the fight with the cops?
I don't
Well,
know.
not cause
Honestly,
it,
don't
but-
know which one she's married to. I'm sorry.
She's married to him.
Jimmy.
Yes. Yes. That sounds right.
Okay.
But I'm sure she was under the influence too.
She was probably also drinking. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Or she wasn't there.
They probably
Either she was drunk or she wasn't there.
Yeah.
well,
And I like how it, and like you said, Bomber, why wasn't she doing anything? Like, it's as easy of just being like, no, let me do it. He's probably like, no, I'm fine. Okay.
Well, that's why they
Like,
need to get
it's
back.
not as easy as.
That's why they need to get back to the old school ways, baby. Get the rookies, get the jobbers, get them as the driver.
Oh, the fucking Mark Henry style.
Yep, get everybody else in the back of the van partying it up while the jobber has to drive sober. That's the old school way.
better way
You're
of doing
saying
it.
that, but that's probably totally what Mark Henry was. The next day backstage, he was like, "Back in my day, guys,
Probably.
we never got caught like that because we had a driver. You see that guy changing there in the corner?
Take
He's
him."
my driver."
Yes, I'm saying, hey, it works and it's safe. That's how you got to do it. But no, everything's different now. So,
Or you can be
She's the
responsible
fucking
for your
Uber.
actions.
Uber. Look,
And
if
not
I-
drink and
Henry has
drive.
tickets. They gave
If
him
like
like
I can afford a fucking Uber, fucking Jimmy Uso can afford a fucking
Yeah.
Uber.
Here's the thing about this. He could
Oh.
also be responsible for his fucking actions and not drink and drive like an idiot.
well,
Yep.
Like,
yeah,
oh, he's gonna do thing. He should not do that.
by
like,
getting the
period,
jobber
like-
to drive for him. Yeah, I agree.
No, fuck.
yes by getting an Uber.
Or an Uber.
Or,
Yeah.
or,
That
yeah, he'd be like, look, man,
that
I've been
damn
drinking a
Uber
lot.
joke,
Can I
Java.
ride in the back of your car? Like something, anything is better than that. Because you
So
know
they
what?
should-
If
Yeah.
I got to drive this car to the next town. No, you don't. You know what you got to do? You got to tell them, hey, look, Hertz, go pick it up. I'm going over here. I'm drunk. Or just call them later. Like, that's a better option than fucking trying to drive anyway.
WWE
The fact we're having a discussion is maddening.
WWE should have their own in-house Uber service called, and it would be the jobbers driving
Yes.
people around, and they just call it Juber.
Oh my god.
No, because that
Oh,
could
wait.
that could mean like MJF is
So, but then you're going to say, you're going to get the Jews to drive.
Oh my
And-
god, this is terrible. So
So here's my question: what's the prediction going to be when someone on the AEW roster encounters some of this stuff?
like whenever they
Brandy
start,
Rhodes is gonna
Like, there's no
make a
wellness
comment.
policy in AEW, right? There's
Brandy Rhodes is gonna take to Twitter.
Okay.
She's gonna say, "We love everybody.
Yeah.
And since they're gonna go through a problem, we're gonna send them a great big hug emoji."
Sounds good. Okay,
they're
that checks out.
They include drunks and junkies.
wait a minute. I thought I heard a rumor that they are talking about getting drivers for their
You heard
wrestlers.
a rumor. That's
They also said they were giving everyone health insurance, and they're not.
Oh, well. That's more shocking because I thought they were making a big
Like,
deal out of that.
no. They said they're not going to have to drive, from town to town. That's
Oh.
from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday. That doesn't mean okay. So yeah, we're going to be in DC this week.
Yeah.
Cool. We're not buying your plane ticket. Get the fuck over here. Like, it
Gotcha.
depends on how they do it. We don't know anything about that.
I don't
Yeah.
think
As of
they
yet.
know much either.
No, you're probably right.
It's still early on. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's easy to say things like everyone's having health insurance, and then only giving it to your executive vice presidents.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be
You also
interesting
have to-
considering
have
like
to-
international talent and stuff. Like, do you have to get stuff for Jimmy Havoc meeting UK standards, or are you going to give him American insurance? And.
Tell them to move.
This sounds like Jim Crockett Promotions at the end, where they had private jets for certain wrestlers and not all of them.
Yep.
So they're starting off where they left off. Nice.
I guess let's close with something that I want to hear about real quick. Lee, you said you wanted to bring up the G1. I don't really care too much about everything else going on in the G1. I just want to know how Moxley's doing in the G1. I think like most vanilla, generic, casual fans probably they would like to hear how Moxley's doing.
No, I don't care.
Oh, okay,
You're not a vanilla generic fan, Rad. Don't take that.
that's true. I don't know what the step below that is, but that's where you're at.
No, Moxley's actually undefeated right now. He's the top of his block. He's got 8 points. and he's tied with Kenta and Okada in their block, in A block, with 8 points. Kenta's actually fucking tearing it up too since his leave of WWE. So you got two guys who've left WWE who are looking really fucking good. Moxley is fucking amazing. He just had a match in the latest show with Shingo Takagi, which is worth checking out if you don't watch anything else on the show, because Moxley busted out some fucking submission stuff. He's kind of wrestling like Stone Cold Steve Austin, but he's like changing it up every match. He's got one of the young boys carrying his belt around. He calls him Shooter. His name's like Shota something, but he's like, I'm calling you Shooter, and he's taking him around as his tag partner and shit. And he's funny, but he's not goofy, and he's also just a fucking badass. Like I've enjoyed every match I've watched him have in the G1 so far. He's just fucking tearing it up.
He's still the U.S. champion in exile.
Yep.
And wait, what does that mean, exile?
Well, he's not allowed to be the U.S. champion in the United States, so.
Oh, wait, why? Is that a thing?
He can't work for them in the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
What
He's
is there?
AEW.
Oh.
I have a feeling he'll probably drop.
Wait, whoa!
Time's over.
Time out. What do you mean he's exclusive to AEW? Because he's got a show.
AEW is only letting him work in the U.S. for AEW.
Yeah.
Well, what about the show with GCW coming up that he's going to be on?
Maybe they made an exception.
Yeah,
but
no,
he's not allowed
on
to. He's
I thought
not allowed to be.
October it starts. October.
Well,
Yeah,
no, he's not right now. He's not allowed to work for New Japan in the U.S. That's why he didn't work the U.S. states.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
That's
New
right.
Japan, not other companies. Because you got the GCW Bloodsport show with Josh Barnett,
no,
which
because
looks fantastic.
I think he is exclusive. I think he's just been giving.
He can't be on television.
Yeah.
I think
he can't be on television.
Yeah, maybe
in the
he can't be
US.
on television.
That's
Oh.
what it is. Yep.
Again, though, his Pentagon match is going to be streamed as well. Like his stuff is there.
There's a difference between.
They
being
said
on
flat
AXS
out, he's exclusive to AEW starting in the fall. He can pick up dates in the meantime. But
Okay.
again, it's New Japan. It might be like, yeah, but you can't work their shows in America.
That might
Others
work.
maybe, but that's a direct thing because they don't have a working agreement, so they probably can't work together.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Either
they're
way,
probably
he's-
working that out.
Yeah, either way, he's probably going to start losing pretty quick here because he's just been undefeated so far, 8 points. I kind of expect probably Robinson's going to get like the win back. He's going to get his title back, kind of thing at the end of it.
Has anybody? I don't know if you know this or not. Has anybody went undefeated in the G1?
Yeah, Moxley, Kenta, and
No. I mean like
Okada.
to the end. To the end.
I'm sure there's been at least one or two. I can't recall though. There's been so many G1s. Like because some of them are actually just single elimination tournaments. They weren't points based, right? So there have been.
Yeah, I gotcha. Do you think he's gonna win or be in the finals or no?
Oh, he won't win it. No, he's not going to win it, but he might be in the finals. I could actually see him in the finals against like Kenta or something like that.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they gave the win to someone who's leaving in,
Yeah,
Am
no,
I-
X amount of whatever.
That's
Am I
true.
correct that Omega is the first Gaijin to win it? Or am I thinking the juniors?
I think you're thinking juniors.
Okay, yeah.
Because there was this one-off G1 that isn't necessarily considered an official one, and I can't remember who won that, but it was a Gaijin who won that.
Okay.
But like right now, it seems like they're building up Kenta to be like the next like competitor against like Okada and Tanahashi. Like
Wow.
they're putting that a lot.
That's
so.
pretty crazy because he was a fucking jobber here. So
Mhm.
that's good.
Well, but he
That's-
wasn't a jobber before here.
I know that's big for him. That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he only like worked like a couple shows for New Japan, like I think cross promotional shows. Before that, he was all like Noah and stuff like that. So now he's in New Japan. He's mixing it up with the New Japan guys, and he's actually kind of doing what Jay White was doing with his Switchblade character. If he had actually pulled it off 100%, or as just this sort of like loner who's angsty and fucking hates everybody and is just kicking ass. So it's actually been pretty fun watching him work.
My last question for the G1 is that Kenta guy still stealing CM Punk's finisher? On the
Yeah, he
shows?
brought it back.
Fucking,
Womp.
what a thief! What a thief! But yeah, for the new fans, they won't get that joke. But that's an old school where I did not know that CM Punk didn't originate that move. So
Well, when CM Punk signs
remember
with
that
AEW
discovery,
and brings down Vince McMahon, he can have the move back.
Oh yeah.
Now I know you joke about that. I do think one day CM Punk will return, and I believe it probably would be, depending on how long down the road it would be, that he would return to AEW. I can see that. I honestly can. Like, I know people joke about it, but
He's actually just talked about it too. It's like they keep mentioning my name and they keep saying stuff, but we've literally never had discussions.
Yeah.
So the fact that they keep bringing me up and branding me, and yet I'm not part of it, is kind of dumb.
Yeah,
He is part of StarCast, though, so we'll see how that goes.
He was saying that he gets text messages from them and he ignores them because if he replies to them, they say that they've been talking to him.
Oh wow.
Which must really.
Then again,
honestly.
think about the he is not. He's kind of a crazy person who thinks everyone's always out to you.
Sure. Yeah.
He's insane. I mean,
He's an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
It needs to be kept in
But
check.
I've also heard the Bucks and all them. They're always like, "Oh, we're buds with CM Punk." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't think so.
It's more of that little kids hanging out with the cool
Well,
guy.
that's the easiest way to get CM Punk to like cut you out of his.
Yeah, look what fucking happened to poor Colt.
Yeah. Well, and also I see a lot of when he anytime he tweets something out, for the people that do hope that he comes back, they're just fucking ruining everything by no matter what he says, like, hey, today's a pretty sunny day out, or today's hot, and then instantly the whole feed I will click it and I'll just look, and there's like thousands of tweets confirmed, AEW, it's hot in Jacksonville, confirmed. Like everybody, like no matter what he says.
Another Tuesday. Oh, he's gonna show up at the SmackDown. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like if I was him and just reading this, I'd be like, why do I even do this? Like, this is so overwhelmingly.
He asked that. Like, he asked people, why do you like wrestling? Like, all you do is complain about it and do this, and all you do is want me back in it. Why do you even bother?
Well,
so yeah.
I ask that question to myself all the time, to be fair. So
everybody's got their own, reasons, I guess. But man, I feel so. I don't want to say I feel bad for him, but it's got to be so overwhelmingly bullshit when you just see thousands upon thousands of posts on every single one of your things just begging you to come back. It's got to be like, fuck you guys. No wonder why he fucking hates wrestling on top of all the other shit.
I don't feel bad because he could turn off Twitter anytime he wants.
That's true. That is true.
Set for life with millions of dollars, and he's fucking AJ Lee every goddamn night. So,
Yeah, that's why I said I don't want to say I feel sorry for him, because he's got it fucking pretty made. Even though I don't think he's won a UFC fight yet, correct, right?
No,
he's 0-2.
He's 0-2 against no names.
He's been in the company for like 8
better.
years. How is he 0-2?
Because he's only had 2 fights.
In 8 years? Jesus.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, he's doing something right. If he's getting paid somehow, he's doing something.
He's not.
Right.
No, he's not.
Oh, well then never mind.
They're not bothering with him anymore.
That's the good thing, though. If he does ever run out of money, he can just be like, all right, I'll do AEW.
Yeah. Because they would throw an ungodly amount of money his way, too. Like an insane
Wouldn't it
amount.
be nice to have that kind of life security?
Yeah.
Just like, okay, I just need some...
That's the Brock Lesnar money right there,
I
baby.
just need a couple million.
That's exactly what it is. Brock's like, ugh, colleges. And then, he
Yep, my kids need to get...
I guess I'll go to Philadelphia, win a world title. All right.
Yeah, whatever. But
Eventually, my kids are gonna have to buy the state of Minnesota.
yeah,
No, more like the province of Saskatchewan. He actually has a ranch up here, so.
Saskatchewan.
don't try to steal him.
Yeah,
We already did.
Don't-
He wore
We love
Canada
us.
colors for his UFC 200 fight. It was awesome.
One of us.
I have the jersey. It's awesome.
don't be trying to steal our greatest world champion, our greatest universal champion of all time.
He picked us. We didn't pick him.
He picked us. He liked the laws up here better to hunt with.
Oh, you guys just kill
That makes
anything you
sense.
want, right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Close, yeah. It's actually
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well,
He built a compound, as they put it,
more
in
power to you.
some remote area of Saskatchewan, which is most of it. So,
Yeah.
Does anyone remember that training video he had back in the day with him running along the street with like half a tree on his shoulders?
Yeah.
No, but that doesn't surprise me.
This is
For
just
him,
what I assume he does all the time.
yeah.
That's awesome.
In Saskatchewan now, though,
All right.
it's not
like a whole moose on his shoulders.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, I think that is it
The moose
for
looks small.
Episode number 98. We are almost there. 100. It is coming up right around the corner. And guess what? I'm going to tease it. I know I shouldn't do it. I know I should not do it, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's just what I want to do. I'm going to spoil it all and ruin it. Matt Zion said he's definitely going to make time for the show or whatever for episode.
I was almost going to say that was
100
fake news, but then you saved it at the end.
Well, I mean, there's still a chance it can't happen, but he said specifically to us that he is going to come back for episode 100 for sure. Now,
is he not on the show anymore?
I don't know. He's never officially said no. He just says I don't know.
Said he would be more interested once AEW starts up.
Yes. He's never officially said, "Hey, I'm not on the show anymore," or "I'm not." He just doesn't say anything. He kind of just, invisible. But
he's like Sting in the rafters. He'll pick his time.
Don't worry, guys.
What is the term? What is he doing to us? He is
catfishing.
Ghosting.
Close enough.
Ghosting. He is catfishing. He is ghosting. Now, also, guys, because I think the fans.
I sent him a lot of money.
Yes, he is some Arabian prince somewhere. I sent him quite a few dollar bills. But he did eat some hot bugs or something. So it was worth it. We're all good. So, but for real, when he gets on the show, I am 100% going to ask him, where the fuck have you been and why have you left us? Just so we can, clear the air. That's going to be the very first thing.
He'll just say like, "Oh, I didn't want to because I didn't want to talk about this because everything sucked, and also I have a show that I do on YouTube."
Now you're spoiling it. You're spoiling it.
Bummer's gonna plan like a 45-minute block of the show.
Yeah, like just
all he's gonna be is like,
no, I will definitely guarantee getting him back the next episode.
Yeah, well, I trust me, I don't anticipate he'll be back for 101. I'm not too worried.
101 might be, right around All Out.
October, yeah. Actually, it
101
would
where he decides to school you.
It probably would be actually around All Out, honestly. Yeah, it probably will be 100%. But anyway, guys, that's it. I just want to tease something that probably might not happen. So,
before we go,
okay.
People in the comments, post below on the YouTube if you're listening on YouTube. How old do you think Peanut is? I want to know.
Yeah.
Well, you've said 13, so.
I also want to say, just a quick message out there in case he's listening. Dory Funk Jr. We're getting close to the 100th episode here, and it would be really important for me.
Wow.
And maybe the rest of the guys, I don't know if you're cheering for this or not, if you would just fucking die.
Oh my God.
I don't even remember who I picked.
I have it written down somewhere.
Dave Bautista.
I think that was like
I didn't get it. That was before.
That was older, yeah.
That in retrospect, that's a dumb pick. Not at the time, but
is bad.
Yeah, at the time it looked like his life was going in the wrong direction.
He was doing that weird MMA thing where
just lots of weird stuff was happening with him, and then
he made a liar out of you.
Named Dave Bautista, and bad.
Yeah, maybe we'll remind everybody who we have.
I usually do pick someone young.
Yes, I remember
Del
you picked.
Rio, I think that's who you picked last.
I've definitely picked him before. I've picked. What's the other guy who just put
I think
Jeff Hardy. I picked Jeff Hardy before.
Hey, that's probably the closest you've came to winning, actually.
Honestly, if anyone's got Harley Race right now, they're probably gonna win.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
I don't have the list next to me, but we'll find out. We'll see who's close to winning.
Listeners, put in the comments who did I pick.
There you go. Somebody actually reminded of the last time when I won. Somebody reminded me after the person passed away. I know this is terrible to talk about, but they said, "Hey, you won the death pool," and I'm like, "Did I?" And I looked it up and went, "Well, I guess I did." Wow. Okay.
Who did you kill? Mean Gene?
No, I had Mean Gene, and then somebody won, so I had to switch it because that's our rule. And then Mean Gene passed away, so I would have won a third time, but somebody screwed me over.
Why are you killing people?
Yeah, I'm not killing.
Have you won every time?
No.
No, I won one.
No, yeah, Scott won the third one.
I forget who though.
Vader. You won the Vader.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you picked a guy you actually liked. That was
bums me out.
That was a mistake.
Well, no, you should pick someone you like, so at least you get something.
Well, I guess that's.
Or, I picked. I
got Brett now, I think. Right?
Well, you're probably gonna win again.
Yeah.
I mean, Howard Finkel's not a bad choice at this point.
I think that's who I got. I think I have Howard Finkel.
Wow.
Howard.
I should have stuck with Marty Jannetty. I've seen some
You
stuff.
can't stick with people.
Yeah, you got to change it after you pick them.
But have you seen his weird, creepy tweets where he's like questioning whether he should fuck his stepdaughter?
Yes, we
that
talked.
came out
Great. We talked about it. We did
Yes,
that on
we
episode.
have.
It was fake. I thought they came out as fake.
No, it was not fake.
It was not fake.
No, it was real. He tried to pretend it was fake. It
Oh
wasn't.
man, I wish I never knew that.
I hope it was real.
I was hoping it was fake.
I was
I
hoping
did
it was
pick
real.
Ian Rodden one time,
Yes, you did.
hoping that
That fucker should die.
hoping both that he died because he's bad,
Ian
and
Rodden.
also I would get a point. It would be a double dip,
yeah.
and that's why I didn't
But
win.
anyway.
That's why he's still alive.
So we're gonna get the hell out of here. There you go. We ended on a high note. I'm very happy about that. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. Hopefully, we'll be talking a little bit of SummerSlam. You know, the
Can I
biggest.
pick Trump next time, or will that put me on a list?
That'll you'll.
I think that just made you be on that list.
I think just by saying his
You
name.
know you're on the list now. Yeah.
Oh, that,
God, you're
I
on
was
another.
already on the list.
yeah, you're on the list. Okay, so we're getting out of here. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.